see. There we go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Concept Art Designing in VR. Rebooted my machine, so just test, make sure everything's cool. Looks like we're good. PCs have gotten a lot better than they used to be. Used to be had to reboot like at least once a day or it'd freak out. Now I go a couple days, but yeah, I want to make sure we were good for this. All right. So yesterday we built ourselves a battle mech, and I kind of liked it, but one thing I saw afterward was that I had a bit of a problem with it kind of leaning forward, which is kind of a common problem in VR. You know, when you're drawing flat on a page, legs tend to get bigger than the head because it's closer to you. And I find that VR, same thing. You've got this kind of arc going on. So it's a tendency to draw vertical things up here, leaning a little bit more towards you. So I'm going to try to make one today that gets a better kind of sense of curve. And a good way to think of that is vertical line. You want your shoulders over your hips and your knees over your feet. And that tends to make for a better architect, and then head over your shoulders normally. And where I got into trouble, and with mechs, is that I kind of like my head forward, but that builds a lean into it that we then need to counteract with some back stuff. So the more your head kind of goes here, the more forward your mech's going to feel. So you just want to make sure that it stays balanced. And I didn't do a great job of it yesterday. You know, that's what it is. Sometimes, and why I do these for me, sometimes it's really easy to get kind of wrapped up in the designing the elements and lose track of the shape, you know, the overall form. You lose the forest for the trees. And I mean, I could argue and, you know, whatever, that it's just a design and it wasn't posed and all that kind of stuff, but it looked a little silly. So we're going to try and do a better job today. So right now I'm just thinking of what our shapes are going to be. I don't know. I like blocky mechs is the trick, right? So I like them to feel punchy like that. I'm more into the what's that Italian guy's name who did a lot of those funky mechs? I don't know. I'm more into that look than I am the knight human armor look. So I'm just sketching now to try and find a shape that I like, that I feel works, but I'm trying to pay a lot more attention to the side than I was before. So yeah, he feels better, but still not right. I'm gonna switch my tool to move. I like my alternate tool being move. And we'll set the inner radius full. I'm just gonna, this is very early stage, so I'm just adjusting my sketch here to make it feel like I kind of wanted it to. Maybe. I'm not 100% sold on this guy yet. Kind of getting that shape that I'm wanting. Do I go with the, I really do like big anti-aircraft weapons on the back for whatever reason. How do we feel? Does he feels a little back heavy to me now. So we could bring him more forward in that way. And got our leg shaped there. I'm not sure about this penis thing here. Just call it what it is. I was trying to go with like the, some people know it as a Marauder in Battletech. I always call it the Zentradi Officer Battle Pod, but that kind of like longer centerpiece there. I'm not sure about this time. I'm gonna make these bigger. Take advantage of our three-dimensional space to know that our legs are going to do that. And he doesn't have toes. Okay, those legs are feeling better now, to me. His arms feel a little puny. He kind of looks like some kind of like Swamp Thing monster now, to me. But how do we feel at that from a side perspective? He's not lined up right. Can we grab the whole thing? He's a bit better now. Flat. All right. And then is that okay? Is that what we kind of want to go with? I don't hate it. I want even bigger feet though. Sense of, I mean, to make it feel less silly, we'll probably cut in a bit. That, he's got those big monster feet. Really almost no ankles at all. It's just a giant foot. Maybe we need to give him a bit longer and even a bit further back. I'm gonna need to let's undo. Not quite that further back. Grab it down there. That's feeling like a good shaped battle mech to me. So the trick is going to be mirroring that as we go forward. I have a couple. So yesterday I kind of just restarted from scratch and built it in a frame first. Today, I think I might just try duping this and going on top of it. So here, duplicate our layers. Go back to layer 1, and now move it off to the side here so we can look at it. Layer 2, decrease the res. Okay, so that's where we're going to start from. I have a feeling I'm going to wind up erasing a lot of this layer 2, but we'll use it as our base form to play on top of. So layer 3, this is where we'll start actually skinning our boy. And I'm not sure what shape I'm going to use. I'm going to start with this thing, I think. So let's go to single. I think I'm going to need to scratch my face. No. Up res 1 to get the shape to read like I want it to. And then I'm not in my layer, right? Yeah, layer 3. So now I'm inside my shape, and that's a good bounding box for this thing. Yeah, all right, cool. And lay some basic forms in that I think I'm going to try and stretch and warp a bit anyway. But I feel like they'll give me something to play with. And okay. All right. Yeah, we're already feeling good. See, it still feels balanced. That's right. Cool. And Then on the back side, that and that. And essentially what I'm trying to do, I think, is just build enough that I can get rid of that scummy little model sketch thing and have it still read and work. So we probably won't hit it all, but now see if I go, we're starting to get those forms where I have that shapes laid out. So that's kind of what I want. So cross, need to give them some feet of some kind. I think that'll help too. Switch tools and go to, if I haven't used one yet, mechanical, and there's the stairs. Or we'll use that. That's a good foot shape. It's not enough, but it's a good starting point for a foot shape where we know it's there. Okay, so now, does this give me enough to read if I turn off layer 2? I think so. I think I can build into that. I need to give my head still. But I think I can build into that to get that pretty reasonably. I wish there was a way I could just recolor this. I think there is a way I can recolor this whole thing. I never used the color tool. Let's see. There's a paint tool that I've never used in my life. Yeah, all right. Trying something new here. This way I can just see what's what, right? So this is what I know I need to get rid of. Cool. And when I can't see more red, I'm done. It's kind of simplistic, but almost true. Okay, so I think we'll continue to use, we'll use the same head shape that we used last time. I don't know why it wants it to be backwards, but that's a little too, still too big. Might be a little too big. Start there for that. Okay. So let's go to the move tool now and see if I can't stretch some of these things or if I put them all too much on one layer yet. Oh, no. Move tool, active layer only. And go to the right layer. So I was not on the right layer for that. That's a good thing. Okay, layer, clay tool. Okay, now it's smaller because it's cool. We'll start with that. Okay, now move tool. And again, we're just rough blocking in these shapes. I'm not too worried if it works yet, but I kind of want to do things. I want to rough block in the shape, and I want it to get a look a little less like we've just stamped in one piece. We're going to bring it back in. And a lot of this we're going to have to obviously cover up later too. But no, I don't want to grab that if I can avoid it. Like that. And then this, let's take it to like that. Yeah, you see how we've used this one piece, but just by doing a little bit of warping, we've already adjusted the form to the point that it doesn't feel like we're just copy pasting, which is what we want. And we are going to cover up all of this crap too. So So yeah, it's no big deal, but it will help us to do what we want out of this thing if we can kind of start now shaping these forms so they feel more controlled and what they're supposed to be. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having the same design language shape everywhere. It just needs to feel like it's got some intent to it. With all things, intent is what we're going for. Okay. All right, so still reads side to side. I haven't changed any of that basic shape language, but if I go back up here, turn off that, okay, we're starting to get somewhere now. Yeah, we need to fill in all of these things. Turn back on that. So let's start thinking about what we're going to do here. Go to another new layer, just to give us some options. And we want something in that centerpiece there. And I'm going to apply and stretch, I believe. Let's try this piece. And move. I like that. I like how it kind of goes on top of the other one. So now it kind of feels more like an armor plating, and there is some sense of depth underneath it, which is cool. Let's do the same shape kind of here. Give us a bit of a or a deltoid. Bring it down. And it kind of angles out a little bit. That's cool. And don't want to do that. Don't do that either. Let's adjust the strength down a little bit so we get a little bit of a curve now. That's better. Okay. So just filling in those forms. It's just a steady form filling exercise. There's not a lot of complexity here. It's just, find a red spot, fill in the forms, hopefully make it look like how you want it to. And we will cover it up with micro detail again. So we don't want to get too stressed out about making it perfect. And it's also going to look different once we turn off our red dude. Okay. So we need some kind of a knee shape here. I used this yesterday. I like it well enough. I think we're going to use it again. A knee shape. Works for me. And then we'll use the same shape for our elbow. Just shrink it down a little bit. Bring it in a little bit because, whoa, what the heck was that going on? Okay, there we go. And it might be about time to turn off our red for right now, to fill in some of those shapes. Maybe not quite. Well, okay. Yeah, let's leave it off and we'll see what happens. So we got those in, and that's just our, is that just our knees? No, it's all that stuff. So we'll keep doing it. I was like, if it was just the knees, I was making a new layer. But since I didn't, no big deal. Let's fill in this, whoa, no. This shape here. And maybe move it. It's a little circular, but I think it's kind of neat. We can probably do something with that. Bring it down. Not that much. Fill that in there. We are going to have to do something with his head because it's just not right yet. But again, one thing at a time. So we need to fill this back, this body here. And okay, I can't really warp it too much because it's on the same layer. So let's just use that, that, and that. And here I think I probably can pull it, right? Yeah. There we go. There we go. And there we go. So like, see, I'm literally just filling in the holes here. But our base sketch gave us what we needed to start from. And if I get curious again at any point, I can always kind of go, that's where we're looking at. So I want to stay true to that. So I kind of need some kind of thing in here as well, which I knew. Not there. And, okay. Was just checking. I heard a beep. Wanted to see if someone would come on the chat group or not, but it doesn't look like it. It's okay. I'm thinking with Twitch, I'm gonna get to the end of the week doing it every day, my regular time. This is basically the best time for me to do it, and I know it's not the best time for people to watch, but since I'm not getting paid, I mean, this is kind of when I need to do it. But if no one's Twitch observing after the end of the week, I think what I might do at this point is go back to doing it daily on Facebook, where I was getting a lot more viewers, and then maybe once or twice a week do it in the evenings or sometime that's a little bit better for Twitch people, because I understand that the audiences are different. And I like Twitch. I really like working with it. It's a cool interface. Feels nice to, you know, deal with it. But I also kind of want to get somebody to watch what I'm doing a little bit. And right now I'm not getting a lot of that, and it's a little discouraging. So, so all that sort of is a nice way of saying I think that we're giving this a test. We'll see how it goes. And then fairly soon I may swap this back out to doing Facebook again. This is sort of that, like, if you guys want to prove me wrong, that people actually are around and want to watch this stuff during the day, sweet, because it's way better for me. And like I said, I really like Twitch. I just moved that to that layer because it was a higher res layer, and I didn't see the need to make a new one. Okay, it's coming along. Need to give him an arm. You won't see most of it, so I think just that's going to be kind of cool. So I have an arm shape. And again, let's see how he's reading. He's reading much more stable, I think, now. He feels better. His feet may not be exactly perfect, but if anything, he feels a little back heavy at this point. And I think those guns will help bring him forward. I also think we need to give him some more stuff in here that will help make it feel more balanced. But we're just trying to keep an eye on that this time. Like if I'm standing here like this, yeah, those feet are angled down a bit much. Maybe I will adjust that now right while I'm thinking about it. Turn off active layer only. Angle those up a little bit. Yeah, I think that's better. Trying to keep that form right. Yes, I think we're doing good there. All right, but let's finish putting in some feet to give him back his. And I'm using this shape for this so much, maybe I'll just keep using this shape for right now. Give him a round back part of the foot. And now we need to go to some square shapes and maybe some triangle shapes. I do like this one too. Okay, this one is right where it's supposed to be. Some of these ones that I made don't line up perfectly, and I'm just checking to see. This is very much like the Josh Nizzi way of doing transformers, you know, like you just kind of throw some parts in there until it looks cool. But you can get designs that are a little over busy that way, which was kind of my problem with a few of the Transformers designs. So I'm trying not to do that too much. At the same time, I want to keep it interesting, and I do like using these parts like this to fill, but okay. And feet are weird, right? Because feet are already a really complicated part of the body. As anyone who's tried to draw feet can tell you, they suck. And laying it out so that you get that sense of this is my foot and it's also robotic, a little bit of a challenge. Now, undo, active only, active only, undo. Am I on that layer? I guess maybe I'm on that layer. So let's just get rid of that. Maybe it's time for a new layer, or just go to this layer. And also get bigger now too, because it's a lower res. That's cool, but I want to line it so it's as flat as it can be. And like that. I thought I'm on active layer only. Now I am. Yes, now I am. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Sense of a foot. And we're not gonna look too carefully into this to see what it actually is. That's kind of neat. Let's try that. So I think I mentioned yesterday, I'm really discovering that sometimes cutting into a form can be better than adding on to the form. That it just makes for an easier read faster than adding on to the form. So foot feels okay on the outside. It's a little weird on the inside still, but we'll come back into that one. I think we're okay for right now. Need to do some more work on the arms. Yeah, because that's still just empty. Excuse me. Let's use this simpler shape. And shrink it down a little bit, actually. Fill in. Is that good? Doesn't matter from the front. Doesn't matter from the side. From the back, it's a little simple. Particularly given we had that like armor piece there on the outside. So maybe we'll put that. Again, some kind of something. Pardon me. New layer. Bring it up so it's covering those arms. This is just going to be that. All right. And then move tool. Drag it up. Drag it over. Okay. Yeah. There you go. Fills it out nicely. And I think once it gets textured, it'll be fine for the weird stuff. Hands. Let's do hands. Another new layer. So you guys have seen how I do hands pretty much now. It's kind of a cheat way, but it's fast and it works well. So just go with the male hand. Use it to the human form hand. Get it to the right scale. Place it in. I feel that for hands. I like that, but they're too human still. So we need to adjust it. So we're going to go through and just add some basically text shapes on top of it. Actually, if I want to use a different one this time, I like this one. I think I may have used this one last time too, but it's fine. So that it feels sort of more mechanical. That's cool. It's cool. There you go. So like it's cheesy and it doesn't hold up to really strong observation. But for the initial read, it works pretty well. It just gives us some like bulky edge ridge parts on our hand. And we'll put something in the center there. And if I made anything over here that I want to use for that, maybe just this piece. Just a nice flat. Nah. Mechanical. Let's use that. Let's see how it goes. Yep, cool. So they're hands. And he's looking pretty good to me. Like I said, we want to adjust that face some more still. We need to add the guns. But there's our guy. He's standing much better than yesterday. Very similar to that. Let's go ahead and add the guns so that we can make sure that we're looking right. Use this too. I could just use the straight pill shape, but this one's kind of got a little bit more interest to it, and maybe that'll be cool. I like the length. I think maybe they need to be a bit wider. Make them a bit bigger. All right, he still feels okay. Still needs to be a bit wider, I think. But let's play with it this way. Line it up on that. The same thing over here. On that. And then just kill it so it's a little shorter. And yeah, I'm liking it. I think it still needs to be a bit wider down here. Like that. It's working for me. And there we go. Cool. Does that make him feel less back heavy? Yeah, a little. He still feels like he's leaning a little bit far back this time versus forward. Let's save. And move erase 100. Oh. Turn off active layer. It's a little bit more angled, and then a little bit more forward. Kind of makes a weird edge, but it's not too bad. Yeah, okay. Is he back heavy? Yes, but maybe if we fill in that head piece there, it'd be cool. And that'll actually give me a chance to help with this head, which I wanted to do anyway, which is layer 3. So first thing, let's turn back to active layer only. Decrease our inner radius a little bit and shrink down. I'm going to adjust the head shape slightly so it's not just that halo helmet thing that I had before. No, we'll do that on top. And no, I want to keep it separate. I like it, actually like it more like that. Maybe instead of stretching it too much, we should, well, that's kind of cool. Instead of stretching, we should just add more parts to it right now. Yeah, there you go. That's cool. I like adding those little things. So let's go do back to clay tool, new layer. And actually, I don't hate those parts because I could break it up. And now I could do, give them that kind of like, what's a hexapod sort of look to it in terms of how it's attached. So it feels like he's got some neck muscles, and we need to fill in around that area there. Single. And what shape we want to play with. Always a good shape. Bring him down to the operating table. Yeah, something like that's cool. Again, means nothing, but it kind of looks cool. It's that same shape in there. Can I stretch it in? Maybe that same shape in here, but smaller and a little further down. And then stretch that in. Yeah, cool. I want to kind of do a little bit more there, just so that, because it kind of feels like that sticks out. I don't want that tool for that. We need this piece. Shrink it down a little. And I want it to be on top enough that it feels like it's intent. Yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted. So let's see. Things I'm liking right now. I kind of like that the knees are open. Because it gives it kind of a sense of weakness a little bit. That's, I'm gonna give it some armor plating though. And we hit a lot of that detail, but I don't think we needed a lot of that detail. And like that. Cool. Yeah, now it's got like shields on his. Yeah, it's got knee pads. That in there, so it feels like it's on top instead of just bolted like a. Make the form have a little bit of fitting, like it goes around the leg instead I just stuck something on top. That's cool though. I like that for a shield. And then maybe let's just kind of bevel it a bit there. Yeah. And we need to smooth that. cool. And then, again, cuts being neat for making it things feel intent. There we go. And now it feels like it's an armor plate. Maybe the same thing there. Not as much, maybe like that and that. It needs to go all the way in though. It's gonna do it. No. No, let's leave that long. But yeah, just leave it long. I have no idea how this guy would articulate in actual factual life. Clearly, he, like it doesn't really work. But as a concept model for getting an idea across, I'm reasonably okay with how he's starting to look. Let's see, things with this foot. No. Let's give him a bit of a toe. I don't even know why, but kind of dig it, I guess. And maybe the same thing here. Like a grip toe. Again, feet are stupid and weird and never look right. So I just don't want to draw too much attention to them until I want to spend a lot of time fixing feet, which is not really what I'm into today. So maybe it should be, but oh, I don't like that. Okay, we need to fill in that area there in general. What layer is that? Is that 3? Yeah. Let's go to 3, and first let's clean up that. And continuous. Okay. And then we need to fill this area in there with something. I think we're going to use this shape because I like this shape. Yep, good enough. Way better. And then we'll use it again here. Like that. Cool. Okay. I think I like that center chest piece being pretty open. It gives us an area of rest. And that's cool. Let's go back to single. Maybe I'm going to use this piece a few more times. Yeah, cool. All right. Just trying to debate if it's too obvious a repetition or not. I want to fill something in there. Let's see if I can use it sideways this time. Do I like it? Not exactly. Yeah, okay, that's better. No. Well, maybe. All right, sure. We'll leave it like that. Okay. Starting to get close to where I would call the end. I like the little cut lines there. I like that that's that, like that. All that's kind of working for me. I like that there. Let's go back once again and look at him by the side. Does he feel like he stands up? I think he does this time. I think this one feels like he stands. I mean, he's a little off balance, but not bad. And he's got big feet. So Yeah. He might. Yeah. I think I'd rather he be back. But let's look. Shoulders. They're a little back of his hips, so I could maybe give him a bit more hip action here, just to make him feel right. Let's see. Quick save. Um, New layer. Back to that. And let's give him some. This might actually be kind of cool. Or it might be too flat. Yeah, I don't like that. Like that. But turn around so I'm facing my sensors. And that. He's got bum now. And there. I don't hate it. Yeah. 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 I wonder. Let's see. Since I've saved it, turn off active layer. Areas like that. I'm going to take that part to here and lean it forward slightly. I don't want to introduce too much roundness, but maybe just a little bit of a sense of a curve to the spine. Yeah, all right, that works. And he doesn't seem to. I made him a little fatter too. I kind of like that. I made him wider by accident. But that's cool. Like he's got a bit more oomph to him now. Because it's all symmetry, I must have pulled out a little bit too. Go back to that, and let's just do that to fill in a little bit, maybe? No. That. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's cool. Something in the center now, maybe? Nothing big, though. Maybe just a couple of... I'm a weird believer in, like, pods sticking off of things. So you look at my drawings, and they all have, like, something like that sticking up. I don't know why, but I think it's cool. And maybe I'll just go with it for the purposes of my Mech. And yeah, I'm all right with that. And then turn so I'm facing my sensor again. There. No, it's not quite lined up right. But that's good. There we go. Yeah, I'm liking him. I think we're going to call this boy done. So let's delete our layer 1. There's our original thing. See, I went a little wider after I pulled him apart, but I think he's totes working. So we're going to delete layer 2. And take a look at him. Yeah, I'm not lined up exactly, but that's cool. I'll have to rotate him in key shot. And I like it. He stands well. He's got a good sense of form. He's got a little bit of curve to that spine that might make him feel a little bit more natural. I like the level of detail. Let's save. And export. And what are we at? 20 mil polys. So he's about as big as we want him to get anyway. Yeah, so thanks for watching. As usual, I'm going to take this guy, take him into KeyShot, give him some very basic texturing, and then render him out so we can see kind of what he might look like with some lighting. I'll post that up on Instagram, and Facebook and wherever, if you've enjoyed watching, either live or afterward, please subscribe. I'll post it up on YouTube. And yeah, hopefully Twitch will take off in the next couple of days and I'll feel like, oh, I should keep going here. Otherwise, we'll be back to Facebook to do these again. And then I'll probably do like once a week on Twitch. But either way, this one's been fun. I hope you enjoy it. Take care. Bye.